On March 8, 2014, a Boeing 777 took off from Kuala Lumpur, destined for Beijing. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members. It was a routine red-eye flight, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, soaring into the night sky. But this was no ordinary flight. This was the flight that would never arrive. It vanished from radar, from the world, from existence. A flight that disappeared without a trace. What really happened to MH370? This is one of the greatest unsolved aviation mysteries of our time. The night began like any other. At 12:42 a.m., MH370 departed Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The skies were clear. The plane climbed steadily to its cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. At 1:19 a.m., as the aircraft prepared to cross from Malaysian to Vietnamese airspace over the South China Sea, a final, calm voice communication was received from the cockpit. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Those were the last words ever heard from the plane. Just 2 minutes later, at 1:21 a.m., the aircraft's transponder, the device that communicates its position to air traffic control, went silent. MH370 had become a ghost. On the ground, confusion turned to panic. Vietnamese air traffic control couldn't make contact. They reached out to their Malaysian counterparts, who also saw nothing on their secondary radar screens. The plane had simply blinked out of existence. The hours ticked by, and as the sun rose on March 8, a chilling reality set in. A commercial airliner carrying 239 souls was missing. Where could a 200-foot-long, 600,000-pound aircraft possibly go? The initial search efforts focused on the South China Sea, the last known position of the plane. A massive, international flotilla of ships and aircraft from over a dozen countries scoured the waters, but they found nothing. No wreckage, no oil slicks, no distress signals. It was as if the ocean had swallowed the plane whole. The world watched, holding its breath, as the families of those on board began an agonizing wait for answers that would never come. But then, a startling discovery emerged. While the plane had disappeared from civilian radar, military radar had tracked it for another hour. The data revealed something that defied all logic. Instead of continuing on its path to Beijing, MH370 had made a sharp, deliberate turn to the west, flying back across the Malaysian peninsula. It flew a twisting, erratic path, climbing and descending, navigating between waypoints as if being piloted. Who was flying the plane, and why were they flying it away from its destination? Into the vast, empty expanse of the Indian Ocean, the plane continued to fly for hours. A phantom in the sky, long after it was officially declared lost. This new information shifted the search to a new, and possibly vast area, the southern Indian Ocean, one of the most remote and inhospitable stretches of water on the planet. The search was guided by another ghostly clue, a series of automated pings, or handshakes, that the plane's satellite communications system sent to a satellite owned by the British company Inmarsat. These pings, 7 of them in total, confirmed the plane had remained powered and flying for at least 7 hours after its last contact. The final ping placed the aircraft somewhere along a massive arc of ocean, thousands of miles from its intended flight path. This was the most challenging and expensive search in aviation history. For years, underwater drones and sonar equipment mapped a desolate, deep-sea terrain larger than many countries. They were looking for a needle in an infinite haystack. Yet, despite searching hundreds of thousands of square miles of the ocean floor, they found absolutely nothing. The lack of a crash site fueled countless theories, each more bewildering than the last. One of the most prominent theories points to a deliberate act by someone in the cockpit. Investigators carefully examined the backgrounds of the captain, Zahri Ahmad Shah, and the first officer, Fariq Abdul Hamid. Could one of them have intentionally downed the plane? It's a haunting possibility, but there was no concrete evidence, no note, no clear motive. It remains a painful and proven hypothesis. Another theory suggests a catastrophic event on board, perhaps a fire or rapid decompression that incapacitated the crew. In this scenario, the plane flew on autopilot for hours, a ghost flight, until it eventually ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. This would explain the long flight time, but it doesn't quite account for the deliberate turns the plane made after losing contact. How could a crippled plane navigate so precisely? Then there's the possibility of a hijacking, a third party who gained control of the aircraft. But no group ever claimed responsibility. There were no demands, no political statements. If it was a hijacking, it was one of the most silent and mysterious in history. The motive remains completely unknown. Each theory presents a compelling narrative, but each is riddled with inconsistencies and unanswered questions. The true mystery story of MH370 is that every logical explanation seems to fall apart under scrutiny. The data is incomplete, the silence is deafening. As the official search wound down, hope began to fade. But then, debris started to appear. In July 2015, a piece of an aircraft wing, a fliparin, washed ashore on Reunion Island, east of Madagascar. It was confirmed to be from MH370. Over the following months and years, more than 20 pieces of debris, confirmed or believed to be from the plane, were found on coastlines across the Indian Ocean. These fragments proved the plane had met a tragic end. It had broken apart. But these small pieces offered few clues about what happened in those final moments. They were just whispers from the deep, confirming the loss but not explaining it. They are the only physical evidence the world has of the flight's fate. For the families, the discovery of debris was a double-edged sword. It confirmed their worst fears but brought them no closer to understanding why. They have lived in a state of suspended grief for years, caught between a faint glimmer of hope and the crushing weight of uncertainty. They want a proper burial, a final resting place, but more than anything, they want answers. Their pleas have echoed around the world, a constant, heartbreaking reminder of the human cost of this enduring mystery. The silence from the sea is a haunting answer to their cries. So, where does that leave us? A state-of-the-art airliner, tracked by satellites and radar, simply vanished. The most extensive search in history found nothing. Scattered pieces of wreckage washed up thousands of miles away. We are left with a puzzle where most of the pieces are missing. We have ghosts of data, whispers of a flight path, and a profound, unnerving silence. This unresolved aviation case is a testament to the fact that, even in our hyperconnected world, our planet still holds deep, dark secrets. Years have passed. The official search has ended. Yet, the story of MH370 continues to captivate and confound us. It lies at the intersection of technology, human tragedy, and the unknown. Did MH370 fall victim to a tragic, unforeseen accident? Was it a calculated act of malice? Or is the truth still out there, buried deep beneath the waves, waiting to be uncovered? The flight that never arrived has left behind a legacy of questions, a chilling reminder of the unknown that surrounds us, even in the skies above. The mystery remains. What do you think happened to MH370? If you find yourself captivated by the world's most chilling mysteries, subscribe and join us as we continue to explore the unexplained. Thank you for watching.